Hello and welcome to The Secret to Hiring in 2021. My name's Rob Snyder, and I'm the co-founder of a technology company called Syrg that helps employers, especially in the quick service restaurant industry, recruit and retain in a world where there are fewer and fewer candidates looking for work. So today's training, I'm going to walk you through how savvy hiring managers are staffing their stores, eliminating no-shows for interviews, and retaining their employees while everybody else in the industry and seemingly the world struggles to hire. Let's dive in. So we all know this, hiring is a bit different in 2021 than it was in years past. You're probably hearing or asking yourself questions like these. Where have all the applicants gone? Why is nobody showing up for interviews? And why is turnover so high? Now, if you're asking yourself these questions, you're in the right place, because I'm going to go through a little bit of an explanation as to why things are the way they are, and then what some savvy operators are doing about it. Now, here's what's really going on. We all know this. Candidates can get a job anywhere tomorrow. We've seen the now hiring signs everywhere. There are so many open jobs that if somebody wants a job, they will get one in 24 hours or less. So what do candidates do? They're behaving a bit differently than they ever have before. They're applying to a bunch of different places to shop around, right? They're not always super serious when they put in a job application. They may apply 10, 20 different places just to see what everyone's offering. And so that means you, on the hiring manager side of this, you have to sell them on choosing you when they've just applied to 10 or 20 other jobs. They're getting contacted by every other hiring manager. Why are they going to choose you over all their other options? Now, I've talked with hundreds of operators this year, and I've seen one common mistake that hiring managers make that just causes so many no-shows for interviews, so many problems hiring, causes candidates to go elsewhere. And you know what that is? It's that they treat interviews as a one-way street. Now, let me say a little more about that, right? There are all the standard interview questions that you ask to screen candidates to figure out who you actually want. Things like, what's your availability? What's your age? Do you have transportation? Do you have reliable transportation? Do you have a car that can get you here, right? All those questions that we've always asked. But in a world where there are so many open jobs and candidates have so many options, just asking these screener questions in your interview, in your phone screen, or in person doesn't get a candidate to choose you. Instead, we have to focus on what the candidate cares about. Treat it like a two-way street, a conversation where you're more interested in learning about what's going to cause them to choose you than anything else. All right, now I'm going to dig into the number one secret weapon in hiring based on my experience with hundreds of operators, thousands of hiring managers. This is the three-step hiring process that actually works in 2021 when there are more open jobs than candidates looking for work. So let's start with step one, which is a text conversation with the manager. So someone just applies and the hiring manager reaches out by text to introduce themselves really quickly and have a quick text conversation saying, hi, here's who I am, really excited to talk to you, really excited that you considered applying here. The key here is that it makes that personal connection that gets candidates really interested in taking the next step with you. So what I've seen work really well is texting new candidates within like an hour of them applying. I know that's fast, but people are doing that within, minutes nowadays. So within an hour is the best practice. And now the other thing that's interesting that not a lot of people are doing is following up with candidates every day for like 3 to 5 days after they apply. Even if the candidate doesn't reply, This is a way to keep in touch with people because they're getting contacted by a ton of different hiring managers. You want to reach the top of their list. The goal of all of this is to have that first conversation and get them excited enough to talk with you on the phone to answer any questions that they may have, and so that you can share more about your workplace. So that phone conversation comes next. You have that nice little text conversation. Say, hey, can we have a quick phone call? I'd love to share more about the workplace and learn more about what you're looking for. And that's the first bullet point here. That's what's so important in the 3-step hiring process is ask candidates about what's important to them. What do they care about? And whether that's a schedule that fits their school schedule or their parenting schedule, whether that's getting paid daily, whatever it is, figure out what is really important to them. And then share more about your workplace so they know what it's like to work on your team, and tailor your sales pitch to really focus on the things that they care about, whether that's tuition assistance, medical benefits, scheduling, whatever it is, right? That's the point of this conversation, is to tailor your sales pitch so they say, you know what? I talked to 5 hiring managers today, but I want to go to this in-person interview. And that's step 3, which is bring them in for the in-store interview. And the whole point of that is to get them excited enough to come to orientation. Really, the goal of this in-store interview, yes, you're going to ask them some questions about their availability and kind of screen them out. But really, the goal is to help them picture themselves joining your team, working with you and the rest of your team. The other thing I've seen be really effective in this is if you do all the admin work in that in-person interview, don't send them back with homework, because that just makes it harder and harder for them to take that next step and come to orientation. Now, that is the 3-step hiring process that works. That is my secret to hiring training. I hope you liked it. Please let me know if you did. Now, a quick blurb about who we are and what we do. As I mentioned before, we're Syrg. We help you recruit and retain in a world where there are just more jobs than job seekers. And so we have recruitment products that send text message campaigns to people who've applied to you or worked for you in the past that helps you get hires fast, especially around seasonal and strategic hiring seasons. Then we also have our retention suite that does automated exit surveys and stay surveys, so you can figure out the surprising reasons why people stay and leave, so you can keep people longer and make your team happier. And then finally, we know a lot of people drop off in the first 90 days for preventable reasons, upwards of 50%. And so our new product automates check-ins with new hires. So we text them on day 7, 14, 30, 60, 90 to check in and make sure that you don't lose them for a preventable reason. If you're interested to learn more, you can start your hiring campaigns in 3 business days or less. Just email Jack, his picture is here, jack@syrg.app, or you can shoot him a text at 314-897-3624. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was helpful, and we're going to be putting out more and more trainings like this too. So if there's any other topics you'd like for us to dig into with our hundreds of different operators, thousands of different restaurants, I'm more than happy to pull that together. Just let us know. Thank you.